What's good, everyone? You are tuned in to Raggedy Crimes and Chaos, where Florida man's beef with his neighbors knows no limits. I'm your host, and today we're in Hudson, Florida, where a 61-year-old man had pet peacocks in his front yard, and his neighbor loved to feed them, which he absolutely did not want. So he sent her a letter saying he had killed two of the peacocks because she kept feeding them, and he'd keep killing them if she did not stop. And when deputies showed up, he confirmed everything, told them he cooked and ate the peacocks in a frying pan out of spite, and then said he would kill the rest when he got out of jail. So nobody else could have them. These were his own pets. Let's get into this. All right. This is Craig, 61 years old, Hudson, Florida. September 2025. Craig has peacocks in his front yard. His own pet peacocks, which he owns and apparently feeds and presumably enjoys, or did enjoy at some point. Now, Craig has a neighbor, Trisha Day Barker. Trisha loves these peacocks. They roam around. They are beautiful birds. Living rainbows, honestly. And Trisha gives them food because they are beautiful birds and they want snacks. Craig does not want Trisha feeding his peacocks, and he has told her this multiple times. They have an established history of arguing over this. The peacock feeding September 23rd. Trisha goes to her mailbox and finds a letter from Craig. The letter says he killed two of the peacocks because she kept feeding them, and he will keep killing the peacocks if she doesn't stop. Trisha calls the police, as one does when one receives that letter. Deputies arrive. They go talk to Craig. And Craig does not deny anything. Craig confirms it. All of it. He told deputies he cut the necks of the two peacocks with a knife, bled them out, cooked them in a frying pan, and ate them out of spite. Deputies asked why. To prove a point. What point? That I don't want her feeding my peacocks. Sir, Those were your pets. You cooked your own pets to prove a point to your neighbor about feeding your pets. Now, here's where Craig really commits. As deputies are walking him to the patrol car, Craig tells them when he gets out of jail, he will kill all of his remaining peacocks so that nobody else can take care of them. His remaining peacocks that he presumably still owns and lives with, that he will kill upon his release to prevent Trisha from feeding them. Craig, you had peacocks living in your yard. You could have just let them roam. Your neighbor thought they were beautiful. Your neighbor was nice to your peacocks. And your response to that was a frying pan. Craig is charged with aggravated cruelty to animals, causing excessive pain or death, third-degree felony. He appears before a judge, assigned a public defender, held on $25,000 bond. He could not bond out. So Craig is sitting in the Lando Lakes Detention Center, thinking about his peacocks. This story goes national because it is a lot. One comment reads, he cooked his own peacocks out of spite for a neighbor feeding them. These were his birds. Another person writes, he sent her a letter announcing it. He wanted credit. He needed her to know. Someone else, to prove a point, is doing so much heavy lifting in the story. And this one, he said he'd kill the rest when he gets out, so nobody else can have them. Craig is at war with everyone, including his own birds. So, what have we learned from today's Raggedy Crime? Lesson 1. If your neighbor feeds your pet, that is a problem between you and your neighbor. The pets are not the enemy. Lesson 2. Sending a written confession to your neighbor before police arrive is not strategic. It is evidence. Lesson 3. To prove a point is not a legal defense. It does not reduce the severity of aggravated animal cruelty charges. I need to say something. Peacocks are magnificent animals. They are not combatants in a neighbor dispute. They did not ask to be in the middle of this. They were just walking around, being colorful, accepting snacks from Trisha, who meant well. And they lost their lives because Craig had a point to make. Rest in peace to the peacocks. You deserved better. Alright, that's it for today's episode of Raggedy Crimes and Chaos. If this made you want to feed a peacock, Trisha would understand. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks for listening to Raggedy Crimes and Chaos. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. And remember, stay safe out there. Don't cook your own pets to prove points. Don't send written confessions to your neighbors. And if you're in Lando Lake's detention center right now, please reconsider your plans for the peacocks. Until next time.